This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, Don't mistake the new me for the old me. They can't stop me now, I'm with the whole team. No beginner, I'm a winner. Took a couple losses, now I'm cooking, let me simmer. Yeah, tunnel vision, all I see is win, 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 win. This my city section where you been. We move faster alone, but go further together. We can weather any weather forever. A dream team, I done seen things. Confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team out here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, One, two. Forget the things you probably thought you knew. A new day is approaching, turn the gray skies into blue. I grew up on these same blocks, school of hard knocks. Had to get it on a hard time, took the hard shots, but we made it. Anticipated, highly decorated. The whole team is winning, celebrated. The victory is all mine, and everything is alright. And you know how to see things, confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team out here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like,
Yeah, I had to switch it up. Man. Don't worry, I'll play the Detroiters theme at the end of the video. Give me a second. All right, what up, though? I had to play that song, man, because Lion Syndicate has made it. And the Syndicate brand as a whole has made it. I will let you guys know a little bit more as we go on. But shout out to everybody. Excuse me, in the building. We got Braylon. We got Aaron says, what up, though? What's going on? We got Tavion says, no Pasco. It's really about to get ugly. I said, yes, it is. Which one of y'all? That's where we at. We trying to get pass rushers. It's like, which one of y'all? We need Trey Songz up in this. Listen, we going to talk about that. We going to talk about Jameson Williams, the official statement and the suspension being final. I know if you guys were on Lion Syndicate, you're not... Man, I just got finished sneezing before we got on. We'll talk about that as well. Josh Pascal not going to play on Sunday. So that means at 4 o'clock, when that injury designation come out, he's probably going to be out. What are we going to do? We got Isaiah Thomas in the building. He's probably going to make his debut this weekend. Maybe the Lions should go just try to sign somebody. I don't know, but it's against the Titans. We're not really concerned about the Titans like that. The Lions won't say that, but I will. Braylon says, no more James Houston. Vincent says, driving but listening. Well, Vincent, thank you very much for listening and driving. Make sure you pay attention to the road, sir. I'm going to put on my radio voice while you're driving in the car, man. Thank you so much, Vincent. Be safe on the road, my man. And get a dash cam. I will be getting a dash cam next month. Saw some YouTube videos about insurance cams. And I was like, I need a dash cam. So I need to get me a dash cam. I'll get that next month. But the reason I played Lecrae, this is where we come from, right? Because there's a couple things I want to talk about before we get into the meat and potatoes of the show. There's two things. One is that after, you guys know if you follow my journey for any amount of time, I don't know how long you've been following the Syndicate brand as a whole, or Lion Syndicate, or if you remember me from Gridiron Blitz, right? Which still is a thing. We used to stream on that channel. Now it's primarily. I'm trying to make NFL videos about it, or on that channel, but it's just so much, right? It's only so much one person can do. When I was 40, I was turning 40, and it was Thanksgiving 2019. For those of you who remembered, we had Matt Patricia, we had traded away Golden Tate, we had traded away Darius Slay, and this guy didn't care about our team at all. And we lose on Thanksgiving Day 2019. Mitchell Trubisky was out. We lost to Chase Daniel. And I started calling him Chase McBurger because literally the dude was unemployed like a week earlier, and he was able to come in and beat the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving at home. And I made a video. It was a rant video, and I had started making Detroit Lions content prior to that, but nothing popped off. For those of you who are new to Detroit Lions content creation, there was a time where if you made a video about the Detroit Lions doing well, nobody watched. They watched when they weren't doing well. That was what they wanted to see. So back when I made that rant video, it explodes. And I'm like, wait a minute. I might have a spot in this content creation. Now, this is long before the content creation space became what it is now. It wasn't a Lions creator on every other corner. It wasn't Ian Rappaport's and those guys on YouTube like they are now. So you could say that I was one of the original like OGs, like the pioneers in this space. I've been doing it that long. And 5 years in the internet is like 20 years in real life. So what am I getting at? 5 years ago, I set out I had a goal, and I said by 45, I want to do YouTube full time. I'll be 45 in about 2 weeks, and I am proud to announce that I am officially a full-time Detroit Lions content creator. Now, what does that mean? That just simply means that I am putting all my eggs in the content creation basket. Sponsorships, AdSense, affiliate links, brand deals, the whole nine. I'm putting all my effort into this. So starting November 1st, I am really starting now, but starting November 1st, I am a full-time Detroit Lions content creator. And I got there on my own. I did not have to snuggle up to any digital huge media conglomerate. I did not have to, lick the feet of former NFL players. I have never betrayed or turned my back on any of my friends. I have never stabbed any of them in the back. And if I go, they go, as long as they want to. So when it comes to the syndicate as a whole, which is what this channel is as well, all the fellas that have their own channels under the brand, I got goals for them as well. And I want to help them reach their goals as far as they can go. Now, why is that? Why am I even bringing that up? Well, because you guys are also going to be privy to another first, is that I was contacted by Detroit Sports Podcast. You guys might know them as, John Macarone, and you see him on Crunch Time Sports, and Christian Boer, and those guys who are under the SI Sports Illustrated umbrella. And for the first time, and I might be, I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, y'all. I might be the first YouTuber that I have an article about me where my quotes are being used. And it's crazy. I didn't even know this was happening, but I did a podcast with John this morning. It was called Lone Wolf. It should be out now on all podcast forums. And if you go to Twitter, you'll see that the article, I didn't know he was turning it into an article, but he turned it into an article, and it is my statements. And it says Lion Syndicate and the host of Lion Syndicate. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm like, wow, so your boy had to wear the polo, you know what I'm saying, to be professional and things like that. But I don't know if any other YouTuber has a Sports Illustrated kind of like, segment where their quotes are being used, right? It's crazy. So anyway, I'm going to make a video about that on Lion Syndicate, probably around 7-ish. So you'll see it. You guys will know. It'll say Jared Goff. It'll be about Jared Goff because we talked about a lot, but that's the segment he used. So I'm going to make that into a video. But anyway, shout out to Fox Boy says, don't underestimate anyone. This can be a trap game. Take all opponents seriously. Fox Boy, we will get into that in a second. You know what? Let me pin that comment. Braylon says, congrats. Thank you, B. I appreciate that. No Snead this week. Is he out? Is he's officially? I did hear he's like questionable. You a solid dude, Derek. Thank you, B. I appreciate that. Bobby, what's good with you, man? Says, what's good, bro? That's amazing. That's awesome. Come a long way since DoorDash, Dad. Congrats. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, even when I was doing DoorDash, this was the ultimate goal. So again, for those thinking, first of all, it's YouTube is very finicky. So I'm not just like sitting up collecting money. That's not how it works. I have to work extremely hard. You might be like, now it's not like labor related, but the way that my content is structured, I'm always working. And I want to say thank you to my wife and my son for being supportive. My wife has been supportive from the very beginning. She was like, I had 500 some subscribers. I used to lose 2 or 3, and she would be like, and I would have her as the only person to talk to. And she was there. She never once questioned, doubted me, anything like that. She's always been there. And my son too, believing in his dad and willing to kind of make the sacrifices as well as dad tells him, you got to make a video. Like, I have to make a video. And now they understand what that means. And, they're seeing the fruit of that. So from being on Netflix receiver for a fraction of a second to now, on SI, like I'm not part of their crew, but I was in the podcast and stuff like that. So yeah, it feels weird reference. So it's gonna be a little funny bit too with the videos. I'm gonna be doing a lot of third person stuff, and then I'm gonna get to me and be like, oh, wait a minute, that's me, right? So anyway, make sure y'all check out that video in the later today. Michael Jordan says, good things happen to good people, D. I appreciate that. Ryan in the building says, I still hope they trade for Landry. They can just leave him here this weekend. Also, Coach Williams is familiar with him. Absolutely. We're going to talk about Landry as well. You're definitely the hardest working Lions channel and my personal favorite. Drippin', I appreciate that. And you know why you got to work hard, man? Because people are trying to outwork you. So you always got it. You got to continue to work hard. So my throat is kind of swelling up a little bit, guys. I think it's allergies. So forgive me for that. Teamwork makes the dream work. Absolutely. From being from St. Louis, that Lions fan that stand behind players from St. Louis to free J-Mo. Click the like. I appreciate that. And did without a giant goofy chain. Yeah, Bobby. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. But I appreciate all y'all because I couldn't have been here without y'all. We still got a long way to go. Like, I'm trying to get all 32 teams. I'm trying to genuinely compete with Woodward Sports down the line and also build a brand that can be stable for a long time. So just thank you for being along with the ride, and let's get into the content. All right, so the first thing I want to say is we'll do this because I recorded a Jameson Williams video yesterday, and I had to delete it because this information wasn't out, and before the video came out, this information had come out. So let's do this. Let me pop this out because I have to be able to see. I mean, listen. We might get to the point, y'all, where where I was joking with my sister-in-law that I might need her services. Like I'm not there yet. Like I can't employ a person, but I can see myself getting to that point because I am a one-man show and there's so much I could do. And there's some behind the scenes, paperwork and kind of a lot of clerical stuff that I have to do. I make all the content. That's why I be so many typos in my thumbnails, bro, because like I really need to slow down because I'm doing so much. So anyway, all right, so let's get this thing started, man. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know about J-Mo. And so we're going to talk about it right now. So we have been waiting since Monday night to hear about Jameson Williams and the outcome of his suspension. And we had, well, maybe the person jumped the gun or maybe he wasn't going to be suspended. But turns out the holdup as to why we did not have an answer is because he was deciding whether or not he was going to appeal the suspension. Now, I'm not sure if appealing that suspension drags it out another week and he could possibly miss the 2 games after the Titans game, which, let's be honest, we really don't really need him in that game. The Titans are a dumpster fire, not taking the team for granted, but it's very similar to that game last year against the Carolina Panthers. We should have beat them handedly, and we did just that. The score shouldn't have been as close as it was. I think we had put in Teddy Bridgewater at the time. That's what kind of game I expect from this game. No disrespect to the Tennessee Titans, but let's call it is. They're a bad football team. Great defense, bad football team overall. All right? Offense cannot move the ball. We should be able to handily beat them, but any given Sunday. We don't necessarily need J-Mo. We're not going to necessarily miss him this game, but the next game we will. But he released a statement yesterday, and I like it. I think it was very big of him to do this because there's a lot of question marks with Jameson Williams. Let me go to this statement, and let's check it out. Now, you guys heard this yesterday on a different channel. This is what Jameson Williams had to say. He said, "This week I was notified by the NFL that I have been suspended for a violation of the performance enhancing substance policy. The news came as a complete surprise that I am still trying to understand. I don't take supplements or vitamins, and I am overly cautious about even taking over-the-counter medicine. At no time have I ever tried something in an attempt to cheat or look for an unfair advantage. I understand that I am responsible for everything that goes into my body, and I have to take accountability in this instance." He continues, "I have nothing but love and respect for the game, my teammates, coaches, the Lions organization, and the city of Detroit. It's disappointing to accept this suspension, and it will hurt me to be away from the team as they prepare this week. So out of respect for my teammates, this will be the last time I address this matter." And then he puts J-Mo there as his signature. I like this. I like the fact that J-Mo came out and Amon-Ra St. Brown said he took his suspension, quote, like a grown man. And that's what you did. He made a mistake. We don't know what that mistake was. We can speculate as to what it was, but we don't know. I'm sure the people who need to know. Dan Campbell, the Detroit Lions, maybe his teammates, they might know, but we don't know. We don't know what it was, why it was, how it was, but it is. And we have to deal with it. He has to deal with it. And it brings the question. We talked about this on the podcast with Detroit Sports Podcast, Sports Illustrated. How do you think this fares for Jameson Williams' future? Because even though Dan Campbell said during the press conference that we broke down on Wednesday that he trusts them, they're still here, the rope if you need it, he lost his grip, believe in him, all the stuff you're supposed to say, and I believe it. But the fact of the matter is, Jameson Williams is in year 3. 2 suspensions in 3 years. 2 suspensions back-to-back of things that he could have controlled. We assume. The gambling was 100% him. This suspension based on the PES policy might have also been 100% on him. So I have not given up on J-Mo. I have not lost belief in him. Anything like that. But the reality of the situation is this is a business, and Jameson Williams, his first order of business this offseason is his 5th-year option, which the Detroit Lions will pick up. But now you start talking about extensions. We know that we are going to extend Aiden Hutchinson. That's without a shadow of a doubt, even with the injury, in my opinion. So now you get to Jameson Williams. What do? Was he up for a suspension? Will they suspend him or not suspension, extension? Will they extend him even with the suspensions on his record of controllable things? He could have prevented both of these. What would you do? What should the Lions do? I think it's a very mature thing for Jameson Williams to do, to come out and take this like a grown man. It's not anything else. This was probably a losing battle to begin with. And go ahead, take it on the chin, like he said, and come back during the Houston Texans game, because we're going to need him then too. So far, the only teams that have beaten the Houston Texans are from the NFC North. I think they're 2 down, 2 to go. They got us and the Bears. The Packers and Vikings both beat them. So Jameson Williams will be back. I like it, but he's got to learn. He's got to learn, because the NFL is not for long. It really is. And he doesn't want to be like the boy who cries wolf, where if he gets a suspension next year for any reason outside of something that happens on the field, and I wonder, as a Detroit Lions fan, are you losing faith in Jameson Williams? Has your faith wavered in Jameson Williams? Do you feel any different than you did going into the season? All I know is you can only say the same thing so many times, and then it falls on deaf ears. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Jameson Williams, 2-game suspension, out the next 2 weeks. He'll return for the Houston Texans game. Give me your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me see. We don't need J-Mo. I just watched on Crunch Time podcast, the Tennessee guy said Lions are trading Landry. Okay, the Tennessee who? Michael, what's his name and channel? I might have come across him before. Try adding a spoonful of apple cider to vinegar to your water. It will really, it will help. Okay, apple cider vinegar. I don't have any, bro. I don't have any. Like the stuff with the mother, I don't have any. I've got I got like white vinegar. Would that help? But I would definitely keep that in mind. I got to go to Meijer today. I'll pick some up. Read the fine print, J-Mo again. Yeah, absolutely. I think J-Mo pulled his appeal because he didn't want to give the NFL a black eye. So many people did with the Olympics, with doctors prescribing Adderall, but his appeal could be okay. But here's the thing, y'all. I have mentioned the Adderall thing, and this is where I implore you to be cautious. It's okay to speculate, but let me ask you a question, and this goes to everybody in the chat. What source are you using for the Adderall accusations? Where did that come from? You have to be very careful with this stuff. Like I've talked about it because y'all have talked about it, but I'm very clear that this is speculation. Who said that Jameson Williams had an Adderall prescription? Where did that come from? Apple cider vinegar. Yes, if you Benjamin, if you drink too much. Because I used to take, they say like if you take like a shot of it per day, it'll help burn weight. But that stuff, man, will absolutely destroy your teeth. You're 100%. If they own the team, good or bad, I'm going to be biased and ride with my team completely. I feel like J-Mo has a unique skill that will keep him relevant. He can fly. Every year there's something for J-Mo. You know what, Jesse? And that's what I think is going to happen with the fans. I think there comes a point where what you do on the field don't matter. It doesn't matter because we know what he can do on the field. This year, it's funny because he was not disappointing. He was not missing games. He was not consistently dropping passes. You could see the connection between Jared Goff and him as the season went on. He dropped a pass. Jared Goff went immediately back to him. The next pass, it was almost like the same play. He went right next to him, back to him. And it's sad because, he was really kind of growing. I feel like J-Mo has, okay, I read that one. Always use the apple cider with the mother when you're sick. Yes. I think that's good for weight loss as well. Hard to focus on Lions-Titans game with the MS. Okay, who, no, MSU, I'm retired, bro. I'm retired from streaming games. Yeah. I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, I'm retired, bro. I'm just going to be making content. All right, so plus, you know how that is, bro. The NFL, the college games, and people just slap them on to YouTube. Yeah. Okay, so I saw, where's the link about Harold Landry? Who put that in there? Who put the Harold Landry in there? Because somebody said we're trading for him. I could see us trading for him. I'm going to keep a special eye on him on Sunday's game. As a matter of fact, if you are looking forward to the pregame tailgate, we will be doing that on Saturday. So what time is the game? MSU, what time is the game, bro? I don't expect a lot of people to be on, but I don't want to get on for that game. We will do the pregame tailgate tomorrow because on Sunday, as you guys know, I'm going to the game. They have a Calvin Johnson bobblehead that they're giving out. The doors open at 10:30. So I'm like, bruh, if I get there by 11, they're going to be gone. So I've already paid for my parking. Shout out to ParkWiz. Getting there probably 9:30, walk to the stadium, be in line by 10, and then get in the stadium and get my bobblehead. 1 p.m. game, 7:30. Okay, so what I'll do, MSU, I will get on before that game. I'll do my pregame tailgate. I'm going to try and go to the game. Okay, Braylon, that's what's up, bro. What I like about J-Mo is the fear he brings to the field, whether he's a target or not. The defense has to respect him. That is true. That's true. And it's a good thing that we're facing the Titans this week because we can really devise a plan not to have him in the game. So I'm with you. All right, let's get into another video as well. Bro, vlog it. Okay, Benjamin. So here's where I'm at with the vlogs. Vlogs take a lot of time. They take a lot of time. You know what? I'm not going to be able to vlog this particular game. But as we grow in subscriber count and things become more disposable to me, meaning I have more opportunity, I wouldn't mind hiring somebody to come to the game and vlog for me. They record, they do all that stuff. What Is Too Easy and Katie do, that is hard. That's hard work. I saw them at the San Francisco game. They're always in content mode. Katie or Eric will have a camera. Sometimes there's a third guy with them, and that takes a lot of time. For you guys to see that 20-minute video that they released about the Minnesota Vikings trip, that probably was hours of footage. It probably took 3 or 4 days to edit. That type of stuff right there, I would love to do that. So the most you're going to get from me is a few shorts from the game, a few, that type of style, because that is tough to do. Allen Robinson, time to step up. Absolutely. Isaiah Williams going to step up big, having Williams making plays. What's up, Nick? Says, did they ever say what substance J-Mo was using? They did not. And they will not. They will not. They will not say. So, yeah. But let's get into this, man. You know what? So what if I went upstairs and just took some vinegar? Just some white vinegar, bro. Just sprayed it in my mouth. All right. Sorry about that. I met Eric and Katie at the KC preseason game. Wait a minute, Ryan. Ryan, you went to that game, bro? You went to that game? That's crazy. And I know it was still hype. It was a lot of people there that first half. When the starters were playing, it was a ton of people there. Then they left. I think they will still extend him if J-Mo ball out. Oh, that's right. I forgot you drove to Minnesota. I forgot about that, man. I don't know why I thought you lived in Minnesota. Yeah, that's right. Did you go to the first game last year? All right. Let's get into it. Man, I guess I'm doing too much talking, man. All right. So the Detroit Lions are we are all approaching the trade deadline. And our opponent that we have this week is the Tennessee Titans. And they are in a fire sale. They have already traded 2 people away. I think it was Ernest Jones and DeAndre Hopkins. The fire sale is fully hot. It is blazing right now. And there's probably a few more pieces that they're going to part ways with. Treylon Burks is a guy to keep your eye on as we get closer to the trade deadline. I mean, who knows? Calvin Ridley could also be a guy. I mean, what do you think? Will Levis, you could throw him in there too, possibly. 3rd-round pick. What is he on, year 2 or whatever it is? Not really playing that great, hurt now. Maybe he's not the answer. One thing I can say about the Titans is they have struggled to find that guy since Ryan Tannehill. So they are, in my opinion, full-blown sellers. And there's a guy that the Detroit Lions, I think, are strongly considering to bring in, and I think he would be a great asset to this team. If you guys watch Lions Syndicate, you already know I'm referring to Harold Landry. Now, I made a video earlier this morning that Harold Landry has been linked to the Detroit Lions and 3 other teams. I'm sure there are multiple teams looking into Harold Landry, but he has been linked to our Detroit Lions. And we also have a link to Harold Landry, which is our defensive line coach, Terrell Williams. Coach Landry, as a matter of fact, the year Landry was drafted in 2018 is the year that Williams became the defensive line coach. So if there's anybody on the trade market or potentially that fits the Detroit Lions from a personnel standpoint, it would be him. Now, I know he's a linebacker. I know that. This guy is a linebacker who rushes the passer. He can cover too, but he's primarily a pass rusher. That's what he does. So let's look at his stats real quick. He's very affordable too when it comes to pass rushers. 6'2", 252. 28 years old, just turned 28, was picked in the 2nd round in 2018, pick 41. This tells you here that he also makes plays against the run. You guys can't see it. He makes plays against the run, and outside of sacking the quarterback, he has 15 solo tackles. 4 of them are sacks. That tells you a lot right there. If we look at his stats for his career thus far, pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. His worst year was his rookie season. 9 sacks, 5.5, 12, coming off a 10.5 season. Another thing you might notice as well. Dude is healthy. He literally has only missed 1 game in his career. 1 game. His rookie season, he missed 1 game. That's it. So there's no injury concerns with Harold Landry. There's nothing of the sort. And again, he has our connection with our defensive line coach. Now you might ask, well, what's his price tag? His price tag is $17.5 million for the next 2 seasons. You could probably get him at the trade deadline for, I don't remember what it is this year, what his salary is this year, but you would have to assume that you could get it for under $10 million. And he would be part of your team for the next 2 seasons. Now, Harold Landry, as far as I know, he has not complained. He has not sought a extension or a reworking of his contract or anything like that. No Hassan Reddick, no contract expiring. You've got him this year, you've got him next year, and you've got him the year after that. You could probably get Harold Landry. I think they could ask for a first. The way that this dude has been performing, they could ask for a first. I don't know if they'll do that. We don't have a third. We are out of them. What would you give for Harold Landry? He is a real possibility. He is right in the sweet spot of you've got connections with the Detroit Lions. You have length of contract. You have price of contract. Those 3 things are, I think they're right in the sweet spot. $17.5 million for the next 2 years. He's going to be on the cheaper side of the people that we've been talking about. Cheaper than Myles Garrett, more expensive than the Trayvon Walker, who, the more we look at this thing, the worse the Jaguars do. He could also become a reality. I think we see a big name moved as far as edge rusher in free agency. So for me, I think that he is. Yes, Michael, we are going to talk about that in a little bit. I don't think we'll use a first on any of the trades we make. That's a question. Would you guys use a first? Are you okay? Question. Do you think Harold Landry would you trade the 2025 first round pick and James Houston for Harold Landry? What would you do? For me, that is a yes. That's 100% a yes. Harold Landry, in his career, he is worth a first round pick. He's worth a first round pick. Mark says, nope, I give up a second, but our first is basically a second round. So yes, maybe a second for Landry. Not a first. Yes, sir. Wonder if we see. Okay. So put in the comment section and in the live chat, what pass rusher would you give up at least 1 first for? So let me get this straight. I want to go over this again, because this is when I wonder what Lions fans see. Okay. Harold Landry. Let's look at this guy, okay, and see. We said we wouldn't give up a first round pick. Titans could get a first round pick for him. Outside of right here, okay, your Aiden Hutchinson had 1 more sack than Harold Landry in 2023. In 2022, Aiden had 3.5 sacks or 2.5 sacks less than Landry. Or I'm sorry, right here. Yes, 2022, I was right. Oh, he didn't play. He didn't play in 2022. So I take that back. I take all of that back. I don't know why he didn't play, but I completely missed that. So that's the brain fart on me. He has missed. I did not even peep that there was a missing year there. So the year Aiden was drafted, he did not play. He comes back for whatever reason. I don't know. Now I'm interested in that and does. So he takes a year off for whatever reason. Injured, I have no idea, and still produces 10.5. So we wouldn't give a first round pick for a guy that has produced 45.5 sacks in his career, and that's missing a year. I don't know. What do you expect our first round pick to be? Just for reference, we had pick 29. We used that pick to trade up for Terrion Arnold. What if we would have stayed at 29? Who would you like this? It's not like we're picking top 10. I feel like we're in a lose-lose situation. Detroit Lions fans, what do you want? Do you want to hoard first-round picks, or do you want to win football games? That's what I'm saying. We've built through the draft. What if we're not willing to give up a first-round pick for Harold Landry? Then what are we going to do with this thing? Brian Branch, second-round pick. Like, we don't need a first-round pick to stay winners. We really don't. Brad has done massive damage in the first round, and those players are still going to be on this team for a little while longer. You wouldn't give up what did the Tennessee Titans say? Look, we going to be trash. We don't even you can keep your 2025. Give us the 2026 first round pick. You still going to say no? I mean, I don't understand. What are we trying to do? Nick says he tore his ACL. Well, then he fits right in. So that's what happened in 2022. And dude came back. So he Hutchinson 2.0. He came back from an injury. I mean, I don't understand this fan base. Brad Holmes has really kind of snuggled you guys into this sense of, you know what? Let's just keep holding on to first round picks and just stack as many as possible. As many as possible. This is what I believe. Remember the Miami Dolphins multiple years ago? The year Tua was drafted, they had 3 first-round picks. I think it was 5, 18, and 20-something. The year after that, they had another 2. They've had 5 first-round picks in 2 years. 5 of them. Could you imagine if Brad had 5 of them? If Brad had 3 first-round picks in one draft, the damage that would be done? But we've already done damage. I mean, so put it in the comments, man. When are you going to be ready? You weren't ready last year. When are you going to be ready to part ways with late first-round picks? Sell the farm, buy a mansion. Myles Garrett has been dealing with injury in both feet this year. So far, MRIs have been clean, but giving up a first for him could be risky if it becomes a bigger issue. Wow, okay. That means I need to do a video. I'm going to have to talk about that. I'm going to have to do some research and talk about that. Okay, so what player right now would you give up 1 first-round pick for? Let's start there. We're picking 29. We're picking 29. I mean, come on. What is happening, bro? I swear. It's like Brad got y'all in some type of trance. Oh, no, let's just keep holding on to late first-round picks. The latest first-round pick we've had under Brad and Dan has been Terrion Arnold. How much more? How many more first-round picks do we need? I mean, in the near future. Myles Garrett, Trayvon Walker. We don't have Sudfeld. He was being funny. We give up a 2025 third round and 2026 second round. The only ones I give a first round pick would be Crosby or Garrett, maybe Hendrickson. Well, you know what? Suspense. I think that's the only way you can get Hendrickson out of them, because he leads their team in sacks. He has 7. They're not, and plus they're winning, so he's stuck there unless you would have to offer a first to get him out. And that, to me, that's tough to offer a first round pick for him because of his contract. You would have him the rest of this year and next year. So I'm not offering a first for anyone who has less than 2 years left on their deal. If they are in like Landry, Garrett, and Crosby, they all have multi-years left. I was going to say deals and at the same time. Any top 15 edge pass rushers, I'll take it. Ryan, I like your attitude. Says we'll be picking 32. I like it. Our first round picks are basically second rounders, so he gives a rats behind, giving them all the way. Pro Bowl, Super Bowl, give us a pass rush. Brad Holmes with a first round pick is like a tiger in the woods. In his prime, he gonna hit. Well, I mean, he hasn't missed yet. But speaking of misses, let's talk about this guy. Y'all brought him up in the chat earlier. Let me go ahead and unpin this. Let me bring this up because this was disappointing. What is wrong, bruh? I don't understand. Hey, shout out to Panay Sewell, bro. Hold on, no, wait. Oh my God, bro. Hold on, wait a second. We got to bring shout out to Braylon. Shout out to Panay Sewell because this brother putting in some work, both on and off the field. Baby number 3 coming in spring 2025. Now, if you look at this young individual right here, I remember when he was just a wee little baby. All right, because he's all the 2 kids have been born since Panay has been a Detroit Lion. So this young man here is probably under the age of 3-ish, maybe. That's being generous. I'm guessing 2.5. Then you got this bundle of joy right here with the pacifier, and then the ultrasound with number 3. Panay Sewell don't miss. That's all I'm saying. I say, oh my God. Listen, I guess the only way I'm doing that is if I was rich. You know how the effort, man, you talking about all 3 in diapers at the same time? I could not imagine. I was changing diapers. All right, I know what that is. All right, I only got the 1, and I was changing me some diapers. Oh, no. Wow, shout out to Panay Sewell and the family. But holy smokes, you talking about Kobe, the brother don't miss. Hey, Ryan, for sure. I'm talking about he is, speaking of don't miss, did y'all hear about Josh Reynolds? What in the world, man? Hey, stay out of the club, bro. You ain't 50 Cent. You not, or maybe you, I'm just saying, stay out the club. Josh is fine. Shot in the back of the head. But yeah, when you hear shot in the back of the head, you don't expect anything good to come after that. But Josh Reynolds is okay. He's okay. Maybe it was a flesh wound, but take a moment and appreciate the fortune of Josh Reynolds. You're talking about shots in the back of the head, and you are able to walk away and be released, and you have minor injuries. Do you know the fraction between life and death? Like, how crazy that is. But Josh Reynolds, man, listen, Josh, let this be a lesson. Keep your butt at home. You supposed to be on injured reserve anyway. Stay in the house. Your whole team is playing Thursday night football, and where you at, brother? Where are you at? Stay up in the crib, man. What are we doing? I didn't even know people still went to those particular spots. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Hey, he said, another one. I appreciate you. Panay Sewell is Kobe Bean Bryant. That's crazy. I don't miss either. My 3rd one in June 2020. Okay, applying. What's the age group, my brother? Are you like bada boom, bada bing? I mean, because Panay Sewell is like boom, boom, boom. I'm talking about soon as one, another one. I couldn't. I had a rule, bro, like 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I need some distance between changing diapers. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy. Brian in the building says, if we get another DPJ style signing at the trade deadline, Brad needs to stay in the draft room and leave free agency to somebody else. I agree. Just saw that Durasol is out for the season. No way. No, wait, 4, 2, and a newborn? Hold on, bro. Hold on. Wait, so the newborn applying is on the way? Like that's the one? Or is it, bruh? I mean, AP, you gotta space it out, brother. You got to apply some space in that situation. Hey, you know what, man? Each their own, bro. To each their own. I had a I'm a numbers dude, right? So let me just, okay, we gonna keep it PG. But I had a strategy. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, 1, wait 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what month is it? Let's get it cracking so we can get that 3rd one, that 2nd one. You know what I'm saying? And then this person is watching Caillou or whatever, Sprout, and now we changing diapers. You know what I'm saying? This person on the potty, and now we still buying Infamil or whatever the situation is. So that's crazy though, man. Hey, kudos to you. That's a hard job. It's a hard job, right? I couldn't even imagine, man. My son hated everything. He hated the swing. He hated being still. He hated everything. I could not imagine, man. Wow, y'all just like, Kobe Bryant, he need to give her a break. Hey. Okay, all right. Hey, we might have to say that segment for the After Dark, man. After Dark, we'll do a little After Dark joint. Panay Sewell, Kobe, 7, 3, and 18 months. Motown Ken James, what are you doing, bro? We don't play you for another week. Why are you here? Just let us. We're just about the Titans, bro. This got nothing to do with the Green Bay Packers, and here you go, already trolling. You worry about whatever team y'all playing, okay? We'll see you next week. Lord have mercy. One of their best tackles. Yes. So I didn't watch. I don't like to watch players get injured. Like, they kept showing it yesterday. I didn't see it. So I saw him on the ground. And you know what? This is another play where it was like a meaningless snap, kind of. They needed to run a play to kind of get out the shadow of their own goal post, and he got hurt. He's out for the season. That sucks, man. I knew that was going to happen. I'm an idiot. I tried to email Manscaped, and I forgot to add a letter to their email address. So got to redo that. That would explain why I haven't heard from them. Well, there you go. Hey, see, it ain't just the thumbnails I'll be messing up on. Next week, Packers are going to go back and forth for fourth place. Sorry, Ken, bad news. Ken, you should just be worried about stop telling the truth, Braylon. Would you rather trade for a prime DN or player or two mid-level DNs? I like that, bro. I like that. But I got distracted by Panay Sewell and his babies. Let me answer that question. Man, I could not imagine, bro. That's crazy. Shout out to Panay, though. Panay. All right. Let's do this. All right, so the question was asked in the comment section, the chat. Would I rather have one high-end defensive end, trade for them, or two mid-level defensive ends? And I'm going to tell you, it could go either way for me. If we don't get a high-end defensive end, one, we need at least two mid-levels. But with the Detroit Lions, what they're working with salary this year, projected salary cap space next year, and the bind that they find themselves in with missing Aiden Hutchinson especially, I think we could pull off two. We really could. We could pull off a Myles Garrett and a Josh Uche or a Zadarius Smith. They're not going to cost that much money. They're not going to be that much capital. At least I'm not paying much capital for them. But the Detroit Lions find themselves in a stickier situation because, according to Dan Campbell today, we knew that Josh Pascal is dealing with an illness. And Coach kind of sound a little shaky. But Josh, I guess, weighed in, and the injury report will be out in an hour from now. So by the time you're seeing this video, it's already out. But according to Tim Twentyman says, Josh Pascal said he isn't playing Sunday, but he will be back next week. So that means we're down another pass rusher, which means that I fully expect Isaiah Thomas to be able to go, and quite possibly Mitchell Agude being elevated from the practice squad. It also means, and here's the thing too that I thought of. Isaac Ukwu might not even be elevated. We might choose Agude over Ukwu because he only has one elevation left. But as far as Josh Pascal is concerned, I don't know what he's dealing with. I know what he dealt with in the draft and pre-draft, and as he was, coming out of Kentucky, battling cancer, beating cancer. And that's a great story. But we're in year 3 now. He was drafted the same year as Hutch, 46 overall, and he's underperformed. Now missing a game. It doesn't really, he does have another year under his contract. So I fully expect, unless he is dealt away, him to be a Detroit Lion next year. I don't know why any team would trade for him. We actually got a video coming out later about that. I don't know why a team, unless you are edge needy, you are defensive line needy, I don't understand why you would trade for Josh Pascal. But as far as his time with the Detroit Lions, we talked about Brad Holmes. There's only one draft pick from the 4 years that is not on the team, Chase Lucas. He's the only one that's not affiliated with the Detroit Lions in any way. Antoine Green is on injured reserve, but he's still part of the team. this might, as the years roll on, we go into year 5, year 6 of Brad Holmes, a lot of these guys might start falling off. And so those early draft picks in the early years, as the team gets better, we get more drafts, we have more capital, those guys might start falling off. Guys that I really don't think need to be re-signed at this moment. Josh Pascal, he's still got a year. I don't think Levi needs to be re-signed. I don't think he's done enough to be a Detroit Lion next year. I don't. Knowing Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, they bring him back. He's a core piece. He was here from year 1. I just don't think he's done enough to be re-signed. So when that comes back to Josh Pascal, I don't know. I don't know. And now he's missing the game. And again, he's Dan Campbell said whatever he's got going on. It doesn't seem to be football related, but it is what it is. So for me, I think it might be, he's got another year. He will be here, but unless he's traded, I don't see him getting an extension, re-signed, or anything like that. So I don't know. But the Lions need to do something because they are running very thin. It seems like every single injury has been on the D-line. John Kaminsky before the season started. Broderick Martin during the preseason. We lost 2 guys as the season just started. Marcus Davenport done for the year. Aiden Hutchinson most likely done for the year. And I'm going to be, listen, I'm not a doctor, but it's like, okay, Davenport had a torn tricep. That's what that was. But wouldn't it be something if like Hutch comes back? If I'm Davenport, I'm like, Doc, is there any way I can come back? I mean, this guy broke his leg. His leg was literally hanging, and he gonna come back? Can we do something? Can we put a cast on? Do something, because I got to come back too. So I don't know, man. But Josh Pascal, I mean, it's not looking good for this D-line. So Brad Holmes is going to have to do something. Shiv God, what's up, bro? I ain't seen you here in a minute. Says, not saying I don't trust Brad, but he does not understand. We have a huge division game coming up in the next, and he should know these division games are crucial, as if I expect him to do something next week. Pascal has been coming into his own in his bull rush. He needs to do more. Why does everybody apologize for questioning Brad Holmes' free agent skills? He doesn't have any. He shouldn't have to apologize for pointing that out. Okay, Brian, I'm going to tell you. If you're talking about me, then I don't know. It's kind of I guess by habit, but I tend to do it sometimes. I don't. I think people are nervous. They're nervous to speak the truth about Brad Holmes. Brad Holmes is great. He's great at drafting. He has turned this franchise around, but he is not perfect. None of us are. He makes mistakes. But I think that's where the word fanatic really takes hold. You cannot talk bad. You can say bad about Dan Campbell. You can say bad about anybody on the Lions. You can definitely trash Jared Goff. But when it comes to Bradley Matthias Cornelius Jerome Holmes, the name I created for him, and I'm going to give him another name in a minute, when it comes to him, you cannot talk about him. You cannot say anything bad. He is the GOAT. He doesn't make mistakes, and Brad we trust. And you know it's funny that I might be the only one that remember this, but I remember. Do y'all remember a certain shirt that was made many, many years ago? In 2018, when this individual was hired, there was a silhouette of his face with the beard, the backwards hat, and a pencil in his ear, and the shirt's read, "In Patricia we trust." We had no merit to trust Matt Patricia, but we did. Brad Holmes has, and I think that's what makes it worse, B, is Brad has earned our trust, but he also can be questioned. And you know your boy, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It might be a lot of scurry people in this spot, but I'm not one of them. Davenport appeared to have purpose. Yes, Ryan, that was tough, man. That was tough. What about Matthew Betts? What's he up to? Run DMG. Matthew Betts is enjoying life in the Canadian Football League right now. Intercepting folks, sacking folks, dominating over there. And he's off the table. He's not available till December, and he would have to come straight from the CFL and help us for the playoffs. So Matthew Betts, That ship has sailed, at least for this year. The guys want to pull a 07-08 John Cena. I'm unfamiliar with Davenport. Brad is way smarter than you. Okay, Joseph. Hold on, Joe. Let me ask you who you're talking to. Hey, Wands, I'm sorry, bro. Yes. His full name is Bradley Matthias Jerome Cornelius Holmes. All right, come on, Joe. Don't be shy now. Don't be shy now. Who you talking to? You talking to me or you talking to somebody in the chat? It don't matter who you talking to, but I want to hear you say who you talking to. While we wait on Joseph, who I totally expect you to comment, because if you don't, I will hide you from this stream and this channel. So stick your money and your foot where your mouth is. All right. Now, you said Brad Holmes was smarter than me. How? Why? Because he's a football general manager? That makes him smarter than me? That's what that is? We're going to base my level of intelligence and Brad's based on the fact that he's a general manager? That's why? Does he know more football? Yeah. Is that what he does? Yeah, but to call him smarter than me, it's a bit of a stretch. That's what I'm saying. So, Joseph, I'm going to give you to the end of this. There you go. Brad is the smartest guy in the room. Relax. It's not always about me. Well, listen, Joe, I don't know. Look, let me make sure that you understand this. As the face of this, all right? It's not always about me, but it kind of is. Because if you are, I'm the one making the content. I'm the one who faces out there, all right? And if you don't put in the comments who you're talking to, I'm going to assume that you're talking about me, all right? So do me a favor. Anybody in the comment section, unless you want me to assume that you're talking about me, and yes, I know what they say about assumptions, but I'm also the dude that gets attacked every single day for my opinion, all right? So if you are going, I'll do this. Here's what I'll do. If you don't use my tag, I'm going to assume you're not talking to me. How about that, all right? I'm about to say, Joe, you've been around for a long time, bro. You've been around for a minute. Brad is cheap. And listen, y'all, in the comments section, I don't know if you guys knew this. All you got to do is type out the person's name. You can put whoever, and that person will see their name in red to know that you are talking to them. If you that's like sending a text with no context, right? I don't know who you're talking to, so I'm going to assume, based that you're in my chat, that you're talking to me. I'm the one doing the talking. You're doing but Joe, we cool. Little misunderstanding, but I'm coming with heat every time. Every time I'm never not coming with heat. I'm going to burn first and ask questions later. That's how this is. Brad is cheap. Slight detour, Derek. Are you going to start doing Pistons content? Answer, no. No. My passion for the Pistons is not, I used to love the Pistons. 2004, their championship run, I was all over it. When Chauncey, Rip, and that whole core broke up, I stopped caring. I just fell, and they've been so bad for so long, and I feel like the Pistons that I remember are gone, right? Like, you got the bad boy Pistons, you've got the going to work Pistons, and I feel like the new era Pistons, I can't relate to them. I'm like from Joe Dumars, you know what I'm saying, and Isaiah Thomas. And what's his name? What's the dude name? Shoot. Chuck Daly. Like, those are my Pistons. And then as I was grown, I was watching the going to work Pistons. So I would love to have a Piston syndicate. I can't do it. I would love a Tigers, a Red Wings, but I don't care enough about the Pistons to do that. I did at one point. I loved the Detroit Pistons at one point. I really did. Yes, Dennis Rodman, all those guys. Bill Laimbeer, Rick Mahorn, Adrian Dantley. He was one of my very first, like, I loved Adrian Dantley. The way he used to be like a free throw machine. So, yeah, I'm talking about shorts Pistons. Like, that was me. Yep, Big Ben. So I'm from that. What's up, Scatback Jay? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Now that we are in the third, now There are the 3-quarter Pistons, LOL. Hopefully. So, okay, Ryan, what does that mean? The 4th quarter they can't score or what? Well, you know what, Run? That's not even a thing, bro. I would do, I want multiple content on this. I don't want it to be all Lions, but that's what anybody wants to talk about. It's very difficult to find a creator. I know I don't have the passion to do it. I don't have the passion to do it for anybody but the Lions. And if it was any other team but the Lions, I might have quit by now. Like, seriously. I would love this channel to be about everything Michigan, but it's very difficult to find. I'm actually thinking about getting on LinkedIn, putting these on LinkedIn, you know what I mean, and seeing if I can draw some attention that way. Something feels different about the Pistons this year. The Pistons will make the playoffs. Okay. Hey, being in it, but listen. Yeah, hey, look, Grant, yeah, you know what, Dripping? Okay, look, let's talk about the Pistons for 5 minutes. So, back in the day, we're talking about what, 2000, somewhere around there, when they went to the teal and the stupid little horse on the Pistons. I hated that whole saga, that whole era of the horse on the jersey. Hated it. I hated it. However, I did when they switched to teal, hated it. I hated it. As Joe Dumars was retiring and all that stuff, hated it. Have I said I hated it? I hated it. Like, for real. Grant Hill, yes, those guys. All of them. Bad Boy days were awesome. Yeah. Something feels different. Okay, I read that one. Brad is not perfect. I think the football gods are kicking the team's butt at the pass rush position because Brad refused to address it in the past. He did. Okay, applying. Let me correct you, bro. Because people on Syndicate are so quick to correct me in the comment section. Okay, Brad, he didn't properly address it. And why y'all be so nitpicky in the comment section? So, Joseph, let me tell you why I'm so hostile sometimes, bro. In the comment section, and every YouTube creator is told to stay out of their comment section. You have no idea how many times I've contemplated not to be in the comment section. Just talk, release. Just don't care, because for some reason I focus on the negative comments. So it was a few days ago. Somebody in the comment section was like, you said that we didn't address the pass rush, and that's not true. And I said, we didn't properly address it. And it's like, well, that's not what you said. You said both. And I'm like, okay. What I mean is Brad Holmes has not properly addressed the pass rush. Sometimes I might forget to say it like that, but that's what I mean. But I don't understand why y'all have to be so nitpicky on everything that I say. Not everybody, but select individuals. It's like they enjoy the nitpickiness. You know what I mean? So anyway, so that's why the hostility is there, because it's always somebody with something to say, right? So that's what that is. Pistons and teal were the sad boy eras. Yeah, that was terrible. I like that though. Bad boys, sad boys, going to work. Wait a minute. Was there an era between the bad boys? I don't think so. Because when was the teal was like, okay, bad boys were over. Everybody started getting old in like the early 1990s. I think Joe Dumars played with Grant Hill for a few years, right? And then Joe hung it up, then Grant Hill. And then was there an era between bad boys and sad? I like that, bro. I like that, John, for real. I like that. But listen, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys. Remember, if you are late to the show or just now joining us, I am now a full-time Detroit Lions content creator, which means more than you think. It's not just me sitting making videos. I am on emails. I am on trying to get sponsorships. I am doing collaborations, the whole nine. I also was in an article with Sports Illustrated, did a podcast with John Macron with Detroit Sports Podcast on Twitter. And I might be the first YouTuber, Detroit Lions YouTuber, that was referenced in an article by SI. Like, my quote is there. It's you know what? I'm going to give y'all a sneak peek before we get off, because I got to make a video about this later. But guess what, y'all? And so here's what full-time, if you're just now joining us, this is what full-time YouTuber means. It means that I have decided to instead of putting my energy into working for somebody else, I'm going to work for me. So that means I'm going to make time to make as much content as possible. I'm going to make time to make sure, like, set my own things up, sponsorships, because sometimes I have to reach out to people. Like, I'm trying to get a Ridge Wallet sponsorship. I reached out to Manscaped today, but I sent the wrong email, so I got to redo that. Hopefully get a response before the weekend is over. So I'm gonna give y'all a sneak peek at this here. All right, yo, hey, look. This gonna be so fire, y'all. This gonna be so fire. Oh man, I've read it, but I've kind of glazed over it. So we're gonna do a segment later today at around 7 something on Lion Syndicate, and it's gonna be about Jared Goff. But check this out. It says, oh, this is so cool. All right, it says, Derek, who is the host of Lion Syndicate, joined the Lone Wolf podcast to discuss the ascension of Goff and how he has proven many wrong since the rough start season in 2021. As far as Goff is concerned, I watched a lot of Rams games on my other channel as I was kind of following the NFL, Derek said. Jared Goff, to me, I don't understand why it was so disliked from the Lions fan base. I have never, ever turned my back on Jared Goff because I watched this guy with the Rams. I saw what he could do. Let's go. Hey, who is that dude? Who is that dude? Let's go. I'm telling you, man, it might not seem like a big deal, but it is. It is, man, because, like, long after I'm gone, the internet will have a couple things. It'll have this YouTube channel. It'll have the Netflix brief appearance, and it'll have this right here, man. Hey, that's what's up, bro. Yo, I might be the first Detroit Lions YouTuber. Maybe the Crunch Time guys. They might have been referenced, but I didn't know that our conversation was going to be turned into content. Now I don't feel so bad because I turned his conversations into content. So shout out to Detroit Lions Sports, Detroit Sports Podcast, and John and Boer and those guys over there, man. And yeah, it's kind of cool. I told my wife, she was like, okay. So yeah, anyway, stay tuned for the full video coming out on Lion Syndicate, probably maybe 7:30ish or something like that. Yeah, I didn't know that this was going to happen. He told me about the podcast, and that's up, and I'll probably share the link after this video. But I appreciate you guys, man. I really do. You make it worth doing, like, for real. I feel like we are together. Like, we all care about the same team, and I feel like we watch it together from afar. You know what I mean? So thank you guys, man. And now the moment you've been waiting for. Here is the Detroiters theme as we end the show, man. You guys have a great weekend. If you're going to the game, let me know. We'll try to link up. I will be there early enough to get my bobblehead that I missed out last time. The post-game show will still be going on when I come home, probably 6 o'clock. All right, y'all. Have a great weekend. Go Lions. I'll see you soon.
Hello, good morning. Horns is blowing, and I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, everything ain't pretty, but it's love though. Next Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City when we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City when we get back on our feet. Yeah.